Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Don Riddler Fieldhouse here on the campus of Lawrence Tech University for some Saturday afternoon volleyball right here on the LTU Sports Network. Today, your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils welcome the Racers of the University of Northwestern Ohio for a Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference match. I'm Alex Johnson giving you the call of today's game, and the Blue Devils coming in 10-10 overall, 3-5 in WAC play after a 4-set loss last night to Indiana Tech. We're talking with head coach Ed Rule the other day. He told me that they've gotten a lot better since the start of the season and play more together as a team. They had a huge win this past week on Wednesday night against Lords, when it was huge because everyone played for each other and they executed on details that they worked really hard on in practice. On the other side today, the Racers from Northwestern Ohio come in 9-11 overall, 2-6 in WAC play after winning in 5 sets on the road against Rochester University in comeback fashion. Head coach Josh Kreiner is in his 3rd season, and he has improved the team greatly from their 8-27 record last season. They're led by their outside hitter, Logan Thomas, a sophomore, who leads the WAC with 268 kills and is 12th in the NAIA in that department, as well as being 4th in the country in aces with 40. She's going to be a tall task for the Blue Devils. If they're not able to stop her today, she's coming off an 18-kill performance in the comeback win over Rochester. Going to be a huge matchup to look on with Thomas from the Racers and Lindsey Hubler, both in the top 3 in the WAC in kills. And the Racers are going to serve it off first. We are underway here at the Fieldhouse. They're served away by Bailey Gregory, the sophomore defensive specialist for the Racers. Looking to get it up right away to Logan Thomas. Gets it deflected in the back off the Blue Devils, and that's how this match starts. You know they're going to go to her right away. Something the Blue Devils will have to keep an eye on. Looking to counterattack with Charlie Clint. Gets it deflected, and gets it blocked. And it's a 2-0 Racer lead early on. Don't want to trail down early. That's what happened last night in the first set for the Blue Devils, as that one goes out of play for a service error. Gianna Bolini comes in to serve. They got Riley O'Connell, Madeline Hudson, and Charlie Clint up front. In the back line, Abby Zambak, as well as Lauren Peters is in the lineup. Has done really well as of late. That's another kill for Thomas. I'm actually going to say it was out of play, though. My pardon. So we're tied up at 2. Mulaney gets a good serve, gets it off the bump of Aubrey Ricketts. Couldn't get set up properly. And 3 straight for the Blue Devils. Gets it off this time. Pounded that one to go down right up front. It's the junior middle blocker out of Huntington, Indiana, Taylor Royce. Another key player for this Racer squad. Coming in with 95 kills on the season. Only had 3 last night in the Rochester game. That one off to Riley O'Connell. And they're going to say that was off the tape, outside the line. And Blue Devils thought they had that one. They were surprised by that call. So the Racers will serve again. Zambak, they're off to O'Connell. Gets that one to go down this time in play. Found a hole in the middle. We're tied up at 4. Off this time, a little soft. Touch over Hope Feveroff. In the background, Logan Thomas, a little floater. A nice play by O'Connell to keep it alive. The Racers able to counterattack that as they found an opening on the far right side where no one was there. Five-4 Racers early on here in this first set. Zambak off to Clint. Deflected around. Couldn't keep it alive. Logan Thomas was diving for it. She plays really well, but couldn't get that one to stay up. Clint back to serve for the Blue Devils, who's done really well as of late. When talking with Coach Rule the other day, is getting off to Lindsey Hubler, but gets it off the hands of Logan Thomas, going near the stands. It's a freshman setter out of Columbia City, Indiana, Savannah Reed, to give the Blue Devils the lead back. Hubler with 217 kills on the season. Well, nearly touches Celine Thomas over to Rachel Roshan as the Racers look to get another crack at it. And that one kind of floated up for a second. It looked like that it was either Roshan or O'Connell. I couldn't get it back up, as that was Eli Reckerman, redshirt freshman out of New Bremen, Ohio, who gets that one. Kind of a little bit of a miscommunication on that play. Zambak setting up for O'Connell. After two-hand float that one. Good dig by Roshan, denying Abigail Martin a chance. Gonna try for Martin again. That one goes out of bounds. Had the right approach, but couldn't stay within the tape. Madeline Hudson back to serve. It's a 7-6 advantage for your Blue Devils here in set number one. Wearing their road blue uniforms, with Roshan, the libero, wearing white. It was the opposite last night for the Blue Devils. They wore the white, and Roshan wore blue in last night's matchup against Indiana Tech. They won the second set, but after falling behind in the first set, but it was all Warriors the rest of the way last night. A very good team this season. As Abigail Martin sends one in the middle far high. No one was in the area again. They've been able to find those openings, find those gaps. And that's been the approach so far for the Racers. As the libero for the Racers, Aubrey Ricketts, sends that one a little too much for a service error. So the Blue Devils get that point back. Martin was off the hands of O'Connell rather, gets deflected out of play. No one has really gotten an edge so far. We've got some substitutions. Sophomore setter Casey Kingsland out of Blanchester, Ohio, as well as the sophomore middle blocker out of Nebraska, Anika Burke, comes into the contest for Uno. Off to Lindsey Hubler, but Ricketts was there to deny that one. Zambak sitting up for O'Connell this time. But the Racers able to attack. It's Abigail Martin able to place that one perfectly in the back. She's been doing really well so far. Had some good vision on where to spike the ball. O'Connell hits it off of Ricketts. Doing a nice dig. Keeping that one alive. Amber Cottrell. But the Blue Devils were able to take care of that after the Racers were recovering from it. Tied up at 9 apiece. Lindsey Hubler back to serve. Now to Royce. But the Blue Devils looking to counter back. Ricketts setting up for Martin. Hits it short of the net. Didn't get enough on it. That's been her go-to move to elevate herself up and send that one down. Huber serves that one off the net. But that was Burke hitting that one off of Zambek. As Peters comes back in, giving Hubler a rest. Coach Rule's been able to utilize some of the other players. I mentioned Peters had some good moments in the Lord's contest, and they were able to get the sweep off of them. And she made some good plays, according to Coach Rule. Coming in as a young player, as a freshman. A little bit of miscommunication, but the Blue Devils were able to get that one back over. Here comes Logan Thomas, hits one off of Roshan with a lot of thunder on it. That's the second kill of the afternoon for the sophomore outside hitter out of Johnstown, Ohio. With 270 kills now this season. As Bailey Gregory, who started the game serving, sends that one to the net for an error. Thomas had 278 kills last season as a freshman. So she's very close to matching last season's mark. So the Racers get another one there. It's been going back and forth here so far in this first set. No one has really gotten an edge so far as Hudson gets that one denied. Good play up front by Hope Federloff, denying Hudson the kill. As Royce is back to serve this time. Zambek off to O'Connell. And they're going to say that one stayed in. Looked like that was going to be out of bounds. So it should be 13-12. The scoreboard's being adjusted right now. Trying to figure out what the correct score is in just a second. O'Connell served that one up. Forward to Logan Thomas. Good stop by O'Connell. Over to Charlie Clint. Sends that one back over to the other side. Hope Featherloff. It's that one off the knuckles of Peters. Featherloff, a junior out of London, Ohio, a sports marketing and management major at UNO, comes in with 115 kills coming into this contest. As that was went over there softly by O'Connell. Blue Devils had to get back for that one. It was a good play by Ellie Ruckerman. This one was deflected off a couple of the Blue Devils. And it's going to be a timeout taken by Coach Rule. This team's down 15-12 in the first set to the Racers of Northwestern Ohio. We'll step aside for a moment and we'll be back right here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back to Don Riddler Fieldhouse. In the middle of this first set here, the Blue Devils trail 15-12 to the Racers of Northwestern Ohio, looking to bounce back and try to get back into this one here as the Racers are serve this one off. Off here now to Reckerman. Blue Devils looking to answer, and they're going to give a violation call for the Blue Devils on that one. A serving error on the ball handled as well. So it's 16-12. Not how you want to show off the timeout. And it's going to be an ace as Peters was diving for it to get it back up, but couldn't. And off the serve again, Charlie Clint. Couldn't send it back that one up. Two straight for Savannah Reed, serving again. And it's just like that, 18-12. Blue Devils get that point back. The one-handed soft spike by Madeline Hudson was coming into today with a .308 hitting percentage. That's the top of the WAC so far. Talk about that in a second. Logan Thomas went that one a little bit too far. The Blue Devils got to keep an eye on her. Don't want her to go off and have another great performance like she did last night. It looks like that was going to be Savannah Reed was going to take the kill, but looked like Hope Featherloff was trying to get there as well, so a little bit of miscommunication that time. Now the Racers call a timeout after 3 straight points by the Blue Devils. It's now an 18-15 advantage for the Racers in set 1. We'll take another quick break and we'll be back here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back. 18-15 is the lead for the Racers over your Blue Devils here in set number 1. Alex Johnson with you for the call of today's match. Blue Devils looking to get back. Charlie Clint hits one. Looked like off the elbow of Logan Thomas. And it's back within 2 for the Blue Devils. They've gotten 4 straight. Clint back to serve again. Up now for Reed. Blue Devils able to attack that one. Lindsey Hubler, Echterman, and Featherloff with the block. Good play by Hudson. A good stop by Bailey Gregory. Sending up again, Logan Thomas. A good play by O'Connell. Clint sends it back over. Racers looking to get another crack at it. Zambeck now over to Lindsey Hubler this time. We'll go to stop by Gregory, but the Racers going to get back over the net. Was back and forth there for a while who was going to get it. But the Blue Devils come out on that one. Looked like the Racers were going to pull away, but not so fast. Say the Blue Devils. Echterman, it's an off the ceiling. It was off of O'Connell. He sent that one up and near the Blue Devils bench. Now Thomas back to serve. So far, Rechterman and her both have 3, as well as Abigail Martin. And they're going to say that one barely stayed in the back corner. That's an ace, and that's a huge call. Blue Devils didn't like that one. They thought that was going to be out. Madeline Hudson, it's a denied by Feveloff and Martin. And Uno's back within 4, back up to 4 rather, as another timeout taken by the Blue Devils. Coach Rule going to address his team on how to stay in this one. Right now it's 21-17 is the score here in this first set. They got back within 1, but then a couple of mistakes pushed the Racers' lead back up to 4. Looking at it so far, the hitting percentage has been solid for the Racers at .321 compared to .077 for the Blue Devils. They've gotten some more chances as well. Able to capitalize on the Blue Devils' mistakes of the Racers and able to find openings for easy kills. As they come back out on the court, the Blue Devils off the timeout. Racers in their black uniforms with the 2 white stripes on the sleeves. And the libero Ricketts in their dark red burgundy uniform. They wore the gray uniform last night against Rochester, and Ricketts wore the white as a libero last night. Look at that power by Lindsay Hubler, but couldn't keep it in bounds. Would have liked that one to stay in. But instead, the Racers will serve again. Oaken Thomas. Up to Bolini, now looking over to Lindsay Hubler again. And back around. Ellie Rechterman hits it off of Hubler. Rechterman's been having a good set so far. It's a 6-point Racer lead. Hudson to Hubler. Racers going to back over Rechterman. Feveloff. Yeah, back again. Martin able to keep it over. We'll send that one over. Going to Martin again. We're getting that bump to Hudson. Rechterman. That's it off of Hubler again. Up front. It's set point for the Racers. Colin Uno here on the Blue Devils in set number 1. Bolini, it's an off the net, bounced off. Hubler couldn't keep it alive, and the Racers are going to win the first set by a score of 25-17. The Racers take 7 straight points in a row to end the first set. The Blue Devils got within 1, but couldn't get the lead back as they fall behind in the match 1-0 as we head to set number 2. We'll step aside and we'll be back right here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. Getting ready to start set number 2. The Blue Devils lost set 1, 25-17 to the Racers of Northwestern Ohio. Got within 1, but the Racers pulled away. The Blue Devils looking to respond here in this second set. Look to tie it up here. Alex Johnson with you for the call. They're going to serve first. That's going to be Bolini to serve. Looking to make some adjustments and trying to get back into it. Want to start off on the right foot, Abigail Martin. And they're going to say that one was outside the line. The Racers were not happy with that call. Coach Josh Kreiner disagrees. Aubrey Ricketts talking over with the head official. The Blue Devils will take it. There's now Kingsland going off the net to the Blue Devils side. Madeline Hudson hits it off of Ricketts, bounces off the ceiling. Martin keeps it alive. Charlie Clint sends it over. Royce. Good stop by O'Connell off the net to the Blue Devils side. Charlie Clint hits it off the net and back on their side. The net just rejected Clint on that one. Tied up at 1, Bailey Gregory to serve. It's a sophomore out of Convoy, Ohio. A key defensive specialist in her time in a Racer uniform. Kingsland over to Thomas. Able to get one through right in front of O'Connell and Hudson. Up front, Zambak in the middle. And then the back, Bolini, Clint, and Peters. Peters gets the bump, setting up by Zambak. Looking over to spike it over was Hudson. Anika Burke, the other side. Gets a little touch off of that one. And coming in, the Racers only won their second conference game last night against Rochester. You don't want to take this team lightly if you're the Blue Devils. As we saw in that first set, Ellie Rechterman led the way. As a handling error is called on Uno. Now Kano back to serve. It's Kingsland sending up for Burke. After the one over, Charlie Clint able to get that one down that time. Tied up at 3. Up with the serve. A little bit of an injury, but looking to be all right from this past week. Wasn't able to play through it when talking with Coach Rule. Blue Devils have the lead after another error call by the Racers. Logan Thomas, it's an off of Clint. Puts a lot of force. Every time she pounds the ball. Zambak to Hudson. Off the hand of Gregory, couldn't keep it up. That was Kingsland. And the Blue Devils looking to clean up some mistakes, not give away points. That's something that was a problem in the first set. Up 5-4 early on in set number 2. Zambak over to Clint. Racers looking to respond. That was a lot of force on that one by Anika Burke. O'Connell couldn't get to that one. Now we're back even at 5 here. It'll be Savannah Reed to serve. Over to O'Connell, but stopped by Gregory for the Racers. Blue Devils looking for another chance. Lindsey Huber, nice dig by Ricketts. Not looking at the ball, but the Racers couldn't get back over the net. Blue Devils looking to pull away, trying to get that opportunity to come. Hudson over to O'Connell from Zambak. Ricketts to Logan Thomas. Their go-to girl. And she's been doing that, hitting it off the hands of the Blue Devils. That's been her specialty so far, leading the way with 6 kills. She's back to serve this time. Putting the Blue Devils a little bit of pressure, but they're able to get it over. Clint, nice chasing that one down. Good play up front by the Blue Devils. Maria Henry and Abby Zambak up for that one. Blue Devils take the lead back because it's back and forth once again here in this set. Reckerman, who had a good first set. That one goes right to the net. Unable to clear that time. He had 5 kills in that first set. They're going to go to her again. Good block by Henry. And they get another crack at it. And back over. Reckerman off the hands of Hubler. Still up in the air. O'Shawn sends it back to the Racers side. Reckerman, good block by O'Connell. A little more on it this time. Hubler. Gives it back over to Cottrell. And one stays up and goes behind the line. One goes out of play, and it's a 9-6 lead for LTU in this second set. That was kind of a quick play by Savannah Reed. So kind of like a hook with the 2 hands, and Blue Devils weren't ready for that one. Elders were going at it after it happened and went on the ground. And Lindsey Hubler, that one over, out of the reach of 2 Racer defenders. Coach Rule's looking to get her going. That's only her 2nd kill on the day. Racers in some trouble. Yeah, back over to the Blue Devils side. Here comes Charlie Clint with authority, able to get that one through. Perfectly set up and executed by the Blue Devils. As Charlie Clint got a swing on it and sent that one down. LTU up 4. Good play by Charlie Clint. Denying Ellie Ruckterman that one. She's a player that does her job, according to Coach Rule. When talking with him about some of the players have done really well, Charlie Clint has been a very steady player. And going over the line that time, Maria Henry, a call up for the Blue Devils this past week. the senior 5'10" middle hitter out of Detroit. She's done really well coming up, according to Coach Rule. Zambeck over to Riley O'Connell this time. Racers are looking for an answer. They just send it back over. Riley O'Connell again. Put a little bit too much on it, as that one goes near the Racer bench. She's been a huge blocker for this team. A little bit of an injury as well, as Clint gets that one. Having the tape over her right arm and had a little bit of a bruised hip. Last week, but she's been able to play through it and been a key piece so far once again today. Clint gets it rejected by Taylor Royce. That was a great setup that time defensively for Coach Kreiner. Annika Burke was right behind her, creating that play. That was able to get it over. The Racers weren't ready. They had to just quickly answer. Bailey Gregory got it up, but couldn't even chasing that one down was Thomas. And that's 14-10 LTU. O'Connor with 2 kills, as well as 8 digs so far. She's back to serve. Royce up and over. Went over that time for Charlie Clint. Able to float it up right up front of Royce. And that's a 5-point advantage for LTU. O'Connell going to the right for a service error. Hope Featheroff comes back in for Ricketts. Here comes Hudson on that one, but the Racers can give her that chance. Logan Thomas right to the net. Don't see her make that many mistakes. That's her 4th on the day. Kingsland over now to Burke. Bulldogs just send it back over. Thomas looks one over. That one was off of Lexi Callio, who was in for the first time. Goes back to the bench for Abby Zambeck. They put a lot of pressure on Zambeck, but is able to come into the role and do her job. There's a sophomore on this team, Lindsay Hubler. Couldn't keep that one in bounds. Going up for it. You know the capability, what she can do. They're going to go to her again. But the Racers have an answer. Setting up now to Riley O'Connell. Gregory got a bump on that one. Logan Thomas to Bolini. Zambeck two-hand tosses that one over. Featheroff sends one off of Riley O'Connell to the back. And just like that, it's back to a 2-point game. The Racers aren't going to let the Blue Devils take a huge advantage here. Racers want to go up 2-0 in the set. Hudson off the net, look over to Thomas. Zambek to Lindsey Hubler, got it rejected by Featheroff. Blue Devils with another opportunity. They just got to get it over. Logan Thomas to Bellini, now to Hudson. It was a nice dig, that time by Reed. Blue Devils again have to get it over. Ricketts, over to Thomas. Bellini, over the hook by Hudson. Now to Hubler again. Well, it sends one to the left. It was back and forth. Once again, Hubler couldn't keep that one in bounds. Zambek over to Riley O'Connell. That one out of bounds again. And the third time in a row, the Blue Devils unable to keep it in play, and it's going to force Coach Rule to take a timeout. It's 16-all here in this second set. The Racers have the momentum right now, but Coach Rule is going to take this time to talk over this team to get them back in the lead. We'll see what happens after this break here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. We're tied at 16 apiece here in this second set. The Racers have come back. They were down 5 a few moments ago. Took advantage of some LTU errors. And speaking of errors, the Racers commit that one. As that one goes too far to the left. (17-16). Thomas over to O'Connell. Up now for Lindsey Hubler. Again to Feather. Good rejection by Henry. Thomas, we get back over to keep it alive. Madeline Hudson. Thomas was almost trouble. I got it back over. Rechterman, it's it short of the net. Blue Devils needed that one. Both of these teams coming in the top 4 in kills in the WAC, when the Racers in third coming into today. Having a lot of opportunities. Hubler on the back up. This was right near the line up front. Callio was in for a quick moment. Zambek comes back in. Up front with Henry. Going with a 2-3-1, 3 in the middle, only 1 in the back. Henry keeps it up for Riley O'Connell, sends that one down. 19-17. Racers, Abigail Martin put a lot of power and able to send that one to the back high of the court. To a 1-point lead for the Blue Devils. Ricketts serves. for Uno. Hubler got it rejected and went back over. That was Royce and Reckerman. And we're back even at 19. Zambek over to Riley O'Connell. Good stop by Ricketts. Blue Devils with another chance. Lindsey Hubler. It's the judge. It's the line judge in the back. And the Racers take the lead. Roshan over to Hubler, had to bump it over. Reckerman sends it over. A violation called on the Blue Devils off the attack. Ricketts, it's another ace. The Blue Devils were thinking that was going to be out, but it goes in the very back corner on the right-hand side near the LTU bench. And that somehow, some way stayed in. And the Racers all of a sudden have a 3-point lead, 22-19 in this second set. And Coach Rule taking a timeout here. And the Racers once again taking the momentum here late in this set like they did in set one, where they got 7 in a row to close out the first set. It looked like LTU had the edge, trying to even it up here, but this set is not over. But they got to limit those mistakes. So far, 9 errors in this second set. They had 6 in set one. The Racers have 10 errors. They have committed the most errors out of any team in the WAC so far this season. Both of these teams trying to get an edge back in the conference standings. We're approaching the halfway point. As the Blue Devils get that one, as that one floats too high. 22-20, Hubler back to serve. Going out to Abigail Martin. Past a sliding Rachel Roshan. (23-20) now. Got to be perfect here if you're the Blue Devils. Kingsland back to serve. Zambek to Henry. Took a little bounces off the Racers. 23-21. Bolini to serve. Kingsland up to Taylor Royce. Able to power that one down. Set point again for Uno, 24-21. Looking to go up 2-0 in the match. Bailey Gregory back to serve. Off the net. Zambek to Madeline Hudson. Hits one off of Ricketts and goes into the stands. A big time kill from the senior, Madeline Hudson. Back to a 2-point game. Lexi Callio comes back in. O'Connell to serve. Ricketts. Out to Kingsland, now to Logan Thomas. Blue Devils doing everything they can to keep this set alive. Kingsland to Berg. Off of O'Connell to the back. And the Racers will go up 2-0 in the match after taking set 2 25-22 over the Blue Devils. LTU will look to avoid a sweep in this third set. They got some work to do as both teams head to the locker room. We'll step aside and we'll be back for set number 3 right here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. The Blue Devils getting back out on the court, getting ready to begin the third set here. The Blue Devils lost set one 25-17 and had the lead for the most part in set two, but the Racers pulled away again. They took that one 25-22. Looking for the sweep here. The Blue Devils need to get this one here to keep this match going for another set. Alex Johnson with you for the call. It's been the strong finishes has been the key for the Racers. As they serve first here again, take a look at the stats here so far. .039 hitting percentage for the Blue Devils compared to .141 for the Racers. They've had more kills, 28-18. We'll talk more about that in a second as it starts out with a service error from Gregory. And those mistakes late in the second set were the difference maker for the Blue Devils, as they were up 16-11 at one point. Uno just found a way to go on a run. Zambak over to Madeline Hudson. Racers regroup. Logan Thomas, but stopped by Lauren Peters. Over to Charlie Clint. Will toss her that one up and gets that one through. Past a diving Bailey Gregory. Any team could beat anyone any given day. And the Racers not playing like a 2-6 team. As Bolini sends that one to the top of the net. They're playing a lot better than what their record shows so far. No easy wins. No matter what the record says otherwise, as Riley O'Connell sends that one to net. 2 times in a row this has happened to the Blue Devils. So they give those 2 points right back. Zambak to Madeline Hudson. Over the hook by Featheroff, but the Blue Devils got an answer. It was a good play by Riley O'Connell. As no one was in the area, found an open gap. He's done really well defensively for LTU. Zambak to Madeline Hudson. Good stop by Ricketts. Zambak setting up for Charlie Clint this time, able to keep it inbounds. And she's had a great day herself. Leads all Blue Devils with 7. Also with 5 digs and a block. Kingsland to Logan Thomas. Hudson over to Charlie Clint. And that's another one for her. And floated up right up front for the freshman out of Marshall, Michigan. 5-2 right now for the Blue Devils here in set number 3. O'Connell sends that one to the right. As it's going to be Savannah Reed to serve, the freshman out of Illinois. Has done well for Coach Kreiner's team right away to start her collegiate career. Featheroff up to the net, ends it over. Charlie Clint. Reckerman got a hand on it. Reckerman again. Over now, the Blue Devils to Charlie Clint. Stopped by Ricketts with the one hand, and it bounces back up off the ceiling. It's a 3-point lead for the Blue Devils. Clip back to serve. And miscommunication by the Racers gives the Blue Devils another easy point. And Coach Kleiner doesn't want his team to not keep their foot off the gas. They want them to stay focused. Now, being up 2-0 in the match, they don't want them to go on a run. Keep them focused. Good block. Denying feather off that chance was Hudson. Maybe a double touch call on Uno. Amber Cottrell, the junior outside hitter out of Chillicothe, Ohio, comes into the contest. Only 2 digs for her on the day. She's come off the bench for the Racers this season, able to contribute. A little floater up that time off the response by the Blue Devils. That was a little of a dump down. It's now 9-4. Over to Martin to send it over. Blue Devils in some trouble. Lindsay Hubler. And then off of Reckerman. Kill number 5 for the sophomore out of Farmington Hills. They did really well the last few games for the Blue Devils. As Reckerman gets that one off of Hudson. Not happy about that one. And she goes over to the bench. Hubler had 13 last night against Indiana Tech. As the Racers send that one too far. She had that good stretch a couple weeks ago where she had 17 against Rochester, 12 against Concordia. And then last week, the numbers went down. Only had 7 in the games against Madonna and Siena Heights. That was a good vision by Reckerman. A far back corner on the left side. That's 11-6 our score here in this third set, but Uno up 2-0 in the match. Blue Devils need to win this one to extend it. And at that time, Abigail Martin, who's had a good game so far. She's the freshman outside hitter out of Goshen, Indiana, at 6 feet tall. They're going at it. Taylor Royce. Blue Devils weren't paying attention. Clint sent it back up. Right over to Royce. And then right down, no one was really there. Kingsland to serve. And it goes right to the net. Nia Metley, the freshman out of Milan, comes in for the first time here in this game. Royce sends that one out of bounds. After that gimme she had a few plays ago. And again, Royce gets it denied. But the Blue Devils have to get an answer here. Maria Henry runs it over. Anika Burke It's off the hands of Zambek. And it goes to the Blue Devil bench and rolls over 13-9. This is a crucial part of the game. The Blue Devils up here, but you don't want to give the Racers a run. We did a few moments ago. That's a good play by Nia Matley. Found an opening in the middle. Able to come in on that play. Coming into the game with 53 kills on the season. A biomedical engineering major. One goes shorter than that again. Couldn't get that one over. Oh, this is still a very young team. You know, having some players back from last season. They've been growing a lot since the start. Madeline Hudson hits that one off of Royce. Bringing some energy to this team. Getting high fives all around. Putting this team in the mindset that we're not done. This game is far from over. Kingsland looked like Featheroff was going to take, but Burke went it over. Clint got it rejected by Burke and Featheroff. Burke, the sophomore, has also had a good game, as making some key plays up front. 7 kills and 4 digs and 3 blocks for the sophomore out of Nebraska. Zambek over to Hudson. With a double touch call. It was a little bit of hesitation on how that ball was going to be sent back over. And that time Reed sends one to the left side of the net. Hubler comes back in. 16-12, LTU in this third set, down 2-0 in the match. Ricketts to Thomas. She's been quiet lately. O'Connell over to the Racer side. A rejection. Featheroff sends it back over. Zambek to Madeline Hudson, and able to get that one through off the fingertips of the Racers. And it's a 5-point Blue Devil lead, up 17-12 in this third set. It's a similar situation here. They had a 5-point lead near the end of the match, but the Racers unable to get that one that time. Ruckerman put a little bit too much, as Coach Kreiner's going to call a timeout. 18-12 lead for the Blue Devils here in this third set. Trying to get back in it. We'll see what happens after this break here on the LTU Sports Network. (18-12) lead for the Blue Devils here in this third set. Trying to extend the match here. done better here in this third set, making some adjustments when they were in the locker room after falling in set 2. Got to finish here. They're up now to Reckerman. That one a little too hard. She's had the right idea, has made some key plays. Hitting at 28% is now the official here, the scores table talking over the official up top of the net. Now Aubrey Ricketts wants an explanation. Coach Kreiner talking with the official at the scores table about the call. Looked like there were different. Looked like there were different rulings on the court. And it looks like right now they're giving the point to LTU, and it looked like a yellow card is given to Coach Kreiner. You don't see those a lot of the cards. Well, the yellow card and the red card, and though very common in soccer you see. So it's 19-12. Huber tosses that one over with the two-hand. Here comes Logan Thomas. Able to get that one off the knuckles of the Blue Devils. I haven't talked about her a lot lately. But she did really well in that first set. I didn't really do too much in the second set in terms of kills, but that's number 7 right there. Lindsay Huber is going to get that point back, and she does. Off the deflection of Uno. It's 20-13. Hudson to serve. Ricketts almost falling down that time. Martin, that one barely got over the net. Huber going for the dig. Didn't know if that was going to go over. Didn't have a lot on it. Only 2 players up front for the Blue Devils. That's Henry and Zambek. Setting up for Lindsay Huber. Little floater. Ricketts couldn't get the dig. Back to a 7-point lead for your Blue Devils. Zambek back to serve. Up now to Royce. Ricketts. Out to Reed. Couldn't get that one to Royce again. Royce jumped a little bit late. Blue Devils been able to finish this one out, give them some momentum. Good stop by Roshan. Out to Abigail Martin. Setting again to Lindsay Hubler. Tossing that one over is Reed. O'Connell. Over now to Royce. Touchback over. Almost a violation by the Blue Devils. Zambek to Maria Henry. Play still going. Reckerman. And that one a little bit out of bounds. The judge says. And the point goes to the Blue Devils. Racers trying to get that point back. Abigail Martin got it denied off the net. And now it's set point for LTU. Looking to extend this to a fourth set with a point right here. Reed to Abigail Martin. Hits it off of Zambek. Kingsland and Burke come back in. Reckerman and Reed check out. The Racers got a lot to do. Being down 9, Lindsay Hubler off the net. Sends that one short. Anything can happen here. It's back to within 8. Good dig by Clint. Zambek over to the Racers side. Royce pounds that one through. It's not over yet. Racers are not going to go away quietly here. 24-17. O'Shawn setting up for Zambek to Lindsay Hubler. Good stop. That time by Cottrell. Zambek, two-hand, that one over. Here comes Martin. Zambek, now to Lindsay Hubler. Got it rejected, but the Blue Devils keep it alive. And one over. A little bit of trouble for the Racers. They got to get it off. They do with Burke. Henry. It's stopped by Ricketts. Abigail Martin. I was going to give up here. O'Connell. Is that one over? Martin. Okay, was touched between Henry and O'Connell. But the Racers get that one. It was kind of close of who was going to get that between Henry and O'Connell. But now Coach Rule's going to take a timeout. It's 24-18. The Blue Devils still lead, but the Racers have gotten 4 straight points. Trying to avoid making this interesting here. No, it's not over yet until it's over, so want them to stay composed and able to play in the same mindset here. And this is a huge game for both of these teams, like I mentioned earlier. Looking at the standings right now. Uno tied for 9th with Concordia at 2 and 6. Blue Devils in a 3-way tie for 5th. With Lawrence Tech, Madonna, and Aquinas. So these games are huge for both of these teams. We mentioned approaching the halfway point of conference play. O'Connell off the net. A couple of opportunities where the net has not been kind to the Blue Devils. Kingsland to Clint. O'Connell and off to Lindsay Hubler. Racers doing everything they can to keep it alive. Taylor Royce. All of a sudden, it's now a 4-point game. It was 24-14 a few moments ago. Clint out to Zambek. O'Connell rejected off the net. Lindsay Hubler and denied by Taylor Royce. This has been a great rally by the Racers. You got to give them credit for that. You know, being down 10. But just look on to the next set. But they want to get this over with. Zambek over to Lindsay Hubler. And able to get that one through. And that ends the Racers' scare. It got interesting there, but the Blue Devils were able to hold on to set number 3 and extend the match with a 25-21 victory. Still got to win this next one to force a 5th and final set if they can here. We'll see what happens as both teams will really talk it over. It's a 2-1 lead in the match for the Racers as we head into this 4th set. We'll step aside for a moment and we'll be back right here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone, here at Don Riddler Fieldhouse. Getting ready to begin the 4th set. Blue Devils were able to extend the match with a 25-21 victory in set 3. They avoided a Racer comeback. They were down 24-14, but they ended the stop. It was 24-21. They were able to get that at the set point. Get to where we are right now. Alex Johnson with you for the call. Bellini to serve. They're going to have Hudson, Matley, and Klitt up front, and Zambak and Peters in the middle. And then off to the Racers. A little bit of miscommunication, but they're able to get it over. Racers with another chance. Royce at a good end of that 3rd set, making some key plays. Comes Nia Matley. Too much on that one. And it goes to the Racer bench. Thomas and Gregory come back in. Gregory with 10 digs on the day. Zambak over to Matley. Over and finding an opening right in front of 3 or 4 Racers. So we're tied up at 1. Blue Devils have to win this set, being down 2-1. As Kingsland off to Logan Thomas. Good block by Zambek and Hudson on that play. Been able to keep Logan Thomas in check after set 1. So far, only 2 kills in sets 2 and 3 total. Tied up at 2, Blue Devils serve. Brings them to Logan Thomas. There's it off of Riley O'Connell. That's been Thomas's specialty. Martin and Clint are tied for all players with 9 kills so far today. As Zambek looking over to Hudson. Trying to soft touch that one over, but couldn't. Racers now up 4-2. As Zambek went over to Lindsey Hubler and got rejected by Featheroff and Reckerman. They've done a good job of limiting her chances. That's something they've been worked on here, as Bolini couldn't get that one up. Gonna go down as an ace. The Racers looking to create some separation from the Blue Devils in this 4th set. Ricketts going out to Logan Thomas. Got a hand on it with Zambek, but it goes to the scores table. And Coach Ed Rule is going to have to take an early timeout in this 4th set. 7-2 deficit they're facing right now. And trying to get out of it here. We'll be back in a moment here on the LTU Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. 7-2 lead for the Racers here in this 4th set. Looking to close this one out against the Blue Devils here today. We'll get it over to Lindsey Hubler. Trying to get that one over, but couldn't. And that one goes out of bounds by the Racers. You know, we're talking with Coach Ed Rule about this team against the Racers here today, and it could be either really good or not so good. But despite coming into the day record-wise, the Racers have been playing really well and putting the Blue Devils up to the test. LTU coming off a tough loss against a ranked opponent in Indiana Tech. It was coming in 18-1 into that game last night. And then Uno coming off a momentum win against Rochester on the road. Just a quick turnaround, and it's any given day. It's 8-4 right now in favor of Uno. Blue Devils got to be perfect here. Lindsay Hubler. So off to Logan Thomas. Abigail Martin gets denied a chance. Racers again. Reckerman goes all the way to the back. Places that one down perfectly. Had a good day for the redshirt freshman outside hitter at 5'11". She's a bright spot on this team. Abigail Martin. She's had an impressive day as well. Lindsay Hubler finds an opening. That's a couple of diving racers. Logan Thomas comes off to the bench. She's been the talk in the beginning of the game of leading the WAC in kills, being in the top 15 in the country in kills and aces. Well, top 5 rather in aces. So Blue Devils get a much needed point. But some of the other players, Martin, Reckerman, Annika Burke, Taylor Royce too. They've all stepped in and done really well. Put a lot of pressure off of Thomas. Here comes Lindsay Hubler. That's an off the deflection of a couple of racers. It's done her job, especially in these late sets. Reed didn't know what he was going to do, so also was going to set up for somebody else, decided to take it. Blue Devils counter back with another racer deflection. It's now 9-8, just like that. Zambeck back to serve. Reed went off for a feather off. Hubler couldn't bump that one back up. Looking at the upcoming games for both of these teams in just a second, as Ricketts runs one off of Reed, runs one off of Hubler rather, excuse me. Racers be going to Madonna this coming Wednesday night on the road. So 3 straight games away from home from them. So Racers will get the point due to a handling error call on the Blue Devils. So Racers will be at Madonna on this coming Wednesday, then they won't be back home until the 12th against Indiana Tech. So it's 12-8 Racers. Riley O'Connell off to Ricketts. Over to Reckerman. Hubler in the back over to the Racers side. Zambeck went out to Riley O'Connell. Good play by Reed. Ricketts setting up for Abigail Martin. Zambeck over to Henry now. By Reckerman. Finds the back corner. I'm going to say it was touched off a Blue Devil too. 13-8. Blue Devils will be away from the Don Riddler Fieldhouse for a while. There's a double touch call by LTU. They're going to have 5 straight games on the road as Coach Rule takes another timeout. Team down 14-8 in this 4th set. They go to Aquinas on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday night, and then they go back to Grand Rapids on the 12th to take on top-ranked team in the conference, Cornerstone. It's going to be 2 tough games in Grand Rapids, 2 very good teams. And then They'll still be on the road. They'll go to Concordia on the 14th, and then go to Rochester on the 15th, and then they'll play at Madonna on the 19th, and they won't be back home until 3 weeks from today, October 22nd, against Siena Heights. So that's going to be a crucial stretch of games for Coach Rule's squad. 5 straight road games. And it's going to be a message coming on in practice of executing on and correcting those mistakes that will happen here today. Still coming off the loss against Indiana Tech. They did well in the second set of that game. But Indiana Tech was too much to handle last night. And this team has grown a lot. Still looking to improve. And there's a lot of season left. Reckerman, I said that one was out of bounds. It's now 14-9. Matley will come back in. Right now to Abigail Martin. Good stop by Hubler. Reckerman again. Off of Zambak and over to Clint. Right now to Royce. Hubler with the stop. Clint floats that one over. I'll go to power that one is Abigail Martin. Oh, that one to the left. 14-10. Hubler served it away. Ackerman off the hands of Henry. Over to Lindsay Hubler again. Onto an off of Reed. It goes all the way to the back. Back to a 3-point deficit for LTU. Just like that, she's tied with Reckerman with the most kills today with 11. Martin. Stop by Hubler. Charlie Clint got it rejected by Royce. She has been a dominant force up front for the Racers. That's her 5th on the day. One goes too far for Kingsland. Blue Devils trying to pull off a run. And they get the point right back. Giuliana Bellini that time. That's the 5th service error for LTU today. They're doing really well defensively on Diggs, 77. And they have the 2nd most in the conference. It's Nia Matley. Finds an opening. 16-13. Looking to lofts here. And now to Royce. And able to sneak that one in. She serves it up. Out to Charlie Clint. Good play. Off of Royce. Got to do everything they can here to keep this alive. Carly Clint back to serve. Feather off. Whistle up. Looked like it was off of O'Connell in the air for a moment. Well, no one here to recover. Racers getting closer and closer. Bellini to Hubler as that one goes all the way up to the second level. Bellini couldn't get that one set. Hubler tried to chase that one down. It goes way out of play. Zambek up for Madeline Hudson. Ricketts had it off her hands, but recovered that time by Reed. Lindsay Hubler looking to send that one down, and she does. Inbounds. That's her 12th kill on the day. Four-point deficit. O'Connell out to Hubler again. Feather off over to Thomas. It got rejected off the net. Blue Devils back within 3. Reed over to Featherloff. Hudson able to keep it alive here. Kind of came quick at her. Featherloff. Good dig by Hudson and Clint. Off the ceiling. Thomas sends it back over. Maria Henry still up for grabs. Lindsay Hubler gets that one up and down. That's a huge play. Looked like it was going to be, the ball was going to go dead. But Lindsay Hubler able to keep it back up and send it through. Featherloff over. Lindsay Hubler again. That time, Logan Thomas. That one off of Lindsay Hubler. 20-17. Thomas with 10 on the day. That matches her total from last season. The Blue Devils send it back. A dump play by Featherloff found an opening. And Coach Rule thought he had a timeout, but he doesn't. And the officials was like, you don't have any timeouts, unfortunately. He used them early. 21-17. Oshan couldn't keep that one alive. 22-17. Racers are just 3 points away. They've done really well. And coming in after that thrilling comeback win against Rochester. It was Lindsay Hubler. That one off of Ricketts. Couldn't keep that one alive, going for the dig. Cottrell comes back in. Reed up for Abigail Martin. Zambek sends it over. Ricketts. Reckerman. Roshan and O'Connell almost collided. But they keep the play going. Maria Henry went off of Featherloff. She's come in and done really well She's been called up to the team from the reserve team. Has gotten some starts over the last few games and has took advantage of every opportunity. So Racers get that one past Roshan. Ricketts to serve. Zambeck off to Lindsay Hubler. Well, now Ricketts, what a dig. But she crossed the line. They like the effort, though. "19 digs for her. Blue Devils down 23-20. Got to be perfect here. Martin finds an opening and sends it through. Match point for Uno. Looking to call game here. And looking to get a huge win over the Blue Devils. Zambeck to Henry. That one goes out of bounds. And that is going to do it, folks. The Racers come into Southfield and take one from the Blue Devils here this afternoon. They win the match 3-1 after winning set 4 25-20. Won the first set 25-17 and 25-22. Then the Blue Devils extended the match in set 3 with a 25-21 victory. And then the Racers finished it off here with a 25-20 win in set 4. A tough loss for LTU, losing both games this weekend. And it's going to be a tough road ahead for the Blue Devils with 5 straight road games. At Aquinas, at Cornerstone, at Concordia, at Rochester, and at Madonna. That's going to be an important stretch for them as they get ready to begin the second half of conference play next week. So that's going to do it for us here at the Don Riddler Fieldhouse. Your Blue Devils lose in 4 sets to the Racers of Northwestern Ohio this afternoon. On behalf of everyone here at the LTU Sports Network, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to today's matchup, and we'll see you next time right here on the LTU Sports Network. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.